Breaking news that's coming in, and there's an important story that's just come in. The textile and fertilizer industry, it's poised to gain significantly from the upcoming GST 2.0 rationalization. So this fitment committee on GST has suggested a sharp rate cut across critical categories, and this is aimed at resolving the inverted duty structure and easing costs for the end users. So in the textile sector, for example, categories such as the woven fabric of cotton, man-made fiber, wool, apparel, hosiery, and certain blended textile. Now it's under consideration for a reduced 5% GST rate down from the existing higher bracket. So there's an effort, textile sector that gets impacted, some relief. On the fertilizer front, the council is weighing a weight cut again from 12 to 5%. I want to quickly cut across to my colleague Karishma Sudani, special correspondent, Business Today TV, who joins us with the latest on this. Karishma, break the thinking down. When does it come into effect? How does it benefit these sectors, and how quickly?
Gaurav, I think it's being a big decision that the council will take up on the 3rd and 4th September in New Delhi, and these kind of changes coming in at a time where we have been fighting the tariff looms, especially for the textile sector, will be domestic industries, and actually will make our exports cheaper when we are looking at diversification of markets, as now most of the products that were earlier taxed at 12% when it comes to textiles and fertilizers will now be taxed at 5%, also pulling up our lower input costs and pushing for cheaper exports. Besides this, I'm being told by my sources that a lot of common man-made, common household items will now be taxed at 5%, which were earlier taxed at 12 to 18%. Say something as simple as eating cheese or consuming ghee or butter or chocolates, confectionery items for which we were paying a higher price will now come to 5%. So we're looking at government's reinforcement towards pushing consumption, and in about a week's time all these proposals could actually get a green signal, because they've been finalized by the state ministers panel who recently met, and also of course summarized by the fitment committee, which is a panel of GST officials. And once the council, which is chaired by Finance Minister Nirmala Sikaraman, gives a green signal to it, this could actually be a game changer for the industries.
A game changer for the industry, the steps that are being taken internally, but in the long run. And Dr. Sharma, the last 30 seconds I have on this part of the show, as far as the India-US trade deal is concerned, we're told back channel both sides remain engaged. But is it better not to have a deal than have a bad deal, or a deal that is not mutually beneficial?
I don't think Indian negotiators will agree to a bad deal. I think that's a given. That's number one. But number two, I think there is a need for pragmatism. So I think yes, it's important to essentially say and remain firm on certain red lines. But I think what those red lines are need to be practically evaluated, in the sense we have to be very clear on what trade-offs are we making. I think we have to make trade-offs where they really matter, both domestically and globally. I think that's where the wise course of action will be. But we are all also aware that it's not only trade, it's also politics. It's domestic politics and global politics. And so I think all those factors will be coming into play as these negotiations proceed.
Okay.